Alright, this is going to be the first in a short series of videos going over some different parts of aspects of ATV riding, since I'm not going to be doing a lot of riding in the winter season. So I'm going to cover some things like different parts to go to, what you want to prepare for if you want to get into ATV riding, what you want to bring on your different trips and shit like that. Also got one to cover, first time buyers of, getting an ATV, because I see that come up a lot on the ATV subreddit on Reddit. So first one's just going to be different types of riding, where to go to encounter those types of riding. There may be ATV parks, they may be national forests, just open public land, things like that. So the first one, sand and desert kind of riding. Not a lot of those places exist outside of the west and small parts of Oklahoma. They're wide open spaces majorly, and some dunes and shit like that. So there's a lot of different riding if you're not used to it. If you're used to mud and dirt and rock riding, it can offer, a lot of benefit to go, and just a change in scenery and everything like that. So just sand paddle tires help out a lot. You don't have to have them if you ride smart and you don't fucking romp on a throttle right out of the gate and sink your fucking ride. Just be careful if you don't have paddle tires. They're not really expensive, so if you don't have a lot of money but you still want to fucking ride crazy on sand, you can still pick them up, and they're not really expensive. You can see them used and shit like that on Craigslist sometimes, so they're not that expensive at all. Dirt riding, a lot of the places are just straight dirt riding, as opposed to rock riding and to mud. Dirt riding, you more often than not, you can go a lot faster than the other areas. I can get bored sometimes just because there may not be a lot of obstacles when you're dirt riding, but you can sling around the corners,
Tough one, Jamie.
And fucking spin out and shit like that in dirt, and just go faster if there's not a lot of obstacles. You don't have to have specialized gear either for a lot of your dirt riding. Just don't fucking flip your ATV or something like that. Mud riding, and mud's really popular in the south and east of the United States. You got to be careful riding mud if you're not prepared, because you can sink your fucking quad, you can get stuck, a lot of different problems. You can fucking snap an axle, all kinds of shit can happen if you're not prepared. A couple of things are really important. A winch that's rated for your ATV, you need to add some weight rating to that, like a 1,500 or 2,000 pound winch, just because you're going to be pulling it out of fucking sticky mud, so it's going to need to be heavier rated than just your ATV's weight. Also, mud tires, they come in a lot of different varieties. The deeper the tread, the better. So, you've got your fucking Terminators and your Zillas and all that kind of shit. Just look around, there's a lot of different varieties. But if you go out there with some shallow treads, like some mud lights, some fucking stock tires, sure, you'll be able to ride in it, but you won't be able to really be successful in any kind of deep mud with those stock tires. You're going to be getting pulled out a lot, you're going to have to get off of it and push it out yourself and all kind of shit like that. And it's just not a lot of fun if you're not prepared. I mean, sure, you can still go in shallow mud, and you can still have some fun like that, but don't go on in your fucking mud bogs or deep water and shit like that. There's a lot of deep water at those mud places too, but you also need to have snorkels if you're going to be doing that, because if you get water above the bottom of your seat line, you're going to get it into your fucking air intake, and you're going to have a bad time. Rock riding can be really technical and tough to ride due to your fucking ride. Maybe you want to fall over and shit like that, just because it's so uneven and everything when you're rock riding. There are a lot of places like that in Texas and Utah, California. So it's pretty popular among the Jeep riders as well. So you're gonna just be ready to encounter Jeeps and some fucking side by sides and shit like that. There, you also always got to keep safety in mind when you're rock riding, just in case you do fall over to the side or forward or backwards. Where it can be pretty steep sometimes. We've had some incidents with that. Just make sure you wear a helmet, and then you're prepared. Aggressive mud tires don't do very well in rocky terrain just because there's not a lot of tire contact with the ground. You know, you've got the deep treads and you've got a big hollowed out area on the tire. None of that has contact with the rock, so it can be pretty difficult. Watch for rocks hitting your A-arms and the bottom of your ride when you're rock riding. That's gonna happen, you know, just because it's so uneven. You can have it hit your fucking A-arms, you can have it hit the fucking bottom of your rod when you go past it and fucking crack your oil area or some shit like that. So A-arm skid plates and a skid plate under the bottom of your rod and your engine, everything like that is a really good investment. If you ride sport quads, skid plate is pretty much standard equipment if you're going to be riding rocky areas, you know, because you're lower to the ground. Your rear axle is, especially, you've got your fucking brake there and your sprocket. It's really important to have. You don't want to fucking bust a sprocket on the rock or your fucking brake disc.